everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tierney and today I'm going to be making pizza. It's a pretty quick recipe, but I'm still going to be breaking it up into 2 days. Just going to make the dough today and then put it in the fridge and then make the homemade sauce and actually cook the pizza tomorrow. Yeah, I kind of had a busy day today, so I don't have much time. Plus we have something else planned for dinner, so I don't want to make pizza and then have to eat pizza instead of what we had planned. So, just doing the dough right now. I just got one of these little pizza crust yeast fast and easy things from our store. Just calls for flour, the yeast, a little bit of sugar, salt, and water and oil. So yeah, pretty simple. Gonna go ahead and get into it. I'm just gonna use my hands to mix since you're really supposed to mix dough with your hands. I don't want to use my stand mixer. Plus it's kind of loud anyways. Okay, so I got my bowl here and it wants 1 cup of flour, which I have a weird scoop, you all can't see it, but okay. So 1 cup of flour. I'm gonna leave the flour out because I will need it again. Made a mess. Alright. And then it wants, by the way, I'm just reading the, let's see if it'll focus. I'm just reading the packet here to get my ingredients that I need. 1/2 teaspoon of sugar. Hopefully this sugar is okay. I have Florida Crystals organic rockin sugar, so hopefully it's fine. I'm gonna assume it is, but it's still just sugar. It's just different grain, I guess. And then it wants 3/4 teaspoon of salt, so I guess I'll just do 1/2 teaspoon and then 1/2 of a half, right? So 1, and then about 1/2. Okay. And then it says to add the yeast, and it doesn't want you to mix it with anything beforehand, so if I can rip it open. There it goes. Okay, so I'm just adding the whole packet of yeast here. Yeast looks so weird. I don't know if y'all have ever looked at yeast up close, but I'm not gonna lie, it kind of creeps me out because it's technically a living thing. Okay, got it all finally. Okay, and then it wants 2/3 cup of very warm water. Okay, so 2/3 cups about very warm water. It says 120 to 130 degrees. I didn't check the temperature on this, but I'm sure it's fine because my water I know at least gets to 110, 115. And 3 tablespoons of oil. So 1, 2, 3. Okay. And then I hate that I'm doing this because I hate getting my hands dirty, but I'm going to do it. And then just mix it until it's mixed well. Oh, I hate it for sure. And then it says to just progressively add more flour until it's the right texture. It should be slightly sticky. On the packet, it suggests anywhere from 1 3/4 cup of flour to 2 1/4 cup. And oh, I hate this. Look at that. But I'm just gonna slowly add some in. Just doing another 1/4 cup right now. Let's see what that gets me. Trying to get all the dough up. This isn't gonna make a very big pizza, honestly. This is gonna be like a mini pizza. I might have to make another batch of dough and me and my husband just have our own personal pizzas tomorrow. Which I'd be fine with because he wants some weird sausage on his and I don't really want sausage on mine. Probably shouldn't have got dough on this hand because it's my flour hand, but it's fine though. I just can't stand this. Oh, I done messed up. Okay. Adding about another fourth because it's still pretty dang sticky. So far I've done about a cup and a half of flour. It's getting to a pretty good consistency for the stickiness, I think. Definitely need to work it a little bit better. I'm being kind of a girl here. Okay. Goodness. More stable. This is why stand mixers are nice. I just didn't want to deal with it because I wanted to actually do some work in this video because I'm already using a easy mix. I would make my pizza dough with just normal yeast, but I am out of yeast pretty much. I don't have enough to make even like a loaf of bread right now, and I can't seem to get any at the store. I'm trying not to have to buy it off Amazon, but I might have to. Trying to get all these pieces in here because some of them are like overly floury, so they're sticking together, and then some pieces are just not floury at all and they're sticking to me. Fold that in there, and then I'm gonna do a little bit of this. So yeah, I think this is maybe one more cup of flour, because now that the flour is actually mixed, as you can see, it's still pretty dang sticky. So I think one more cup. Definitely gonna have to wash this before I stick it back in here. Not one more cup, 1/4. Okay. And then, yeah, this is much better now. Okay. Get that all nice and mixed. Y'all are probably like, oh my god, what are you doing? And I don't know. Usually I use the mixer and let it do all the work. I wanted to try to hand do this today for some reason. Okay, so I think that's good, and it says to, after you've got it the right texture, to knead it on a floured surface for about 4 minutes. So I'm actually just gonna pour the flour that it didn't take onto the counter from the bowl. Spread that out. My counters are clean. I wiped these off. I wiped it off right before I did this video and stuff because, as you know, I have ants and they like to freaking be all over my counters all the time. Alright, I'm gonna knead this for 4 minutes and I'll get back to you all after it is done. Okay, my dough is kneaded now, and I am just trying to get it into a nice little balls so that way I can wrap it with saran wrap and put it in the fridge to use tomorrow. Okay, So I have my dough here, got the saran wrap. I'm just gonna fold it over and try to get it as snug as I can. Get all the air out. Okay. I have no clue if I ever wrap saran or wrap dough correctly in saran. I just kind of hope that it's fine. Okay, so I got my dough in the saran and I'm going to put it in the fridge overnight. I might end up having 2 doughs of ball tomorrow because I don't think this is going to be enough pizza for the 2 of us, honestly. We're both kind of, we both eat a lot, so. But alrighty, I will see you all tomorrow. Alright, you guys, so it is the next day and now I'm going to make the sauce for the pizza. It's going to be a little different due to the fact that I usually don't use a can of diced tomatoes. Apparently I'm out of diced tomatoes and I'm too lazy to go to the store to get some. So I'm just going to use the tomato sauce that I have. It actually, I guess, apparently asks for tomato sauce in the recipe, but I've always used diced tomatoes. I only have an 8-ounce can. It asks for 15 ounces. I'm just gonna see what happens when I do only 8 ounces with the rest of it being the same amount. We'll find out. Worst case scenario, I use another thing of tomato paste and add some water to it. Just basically makes it tomato sauce. So, first things first, I need 6 ounces of tomato paste. This is all getting blended together, by the way, to make the sauce. So, this recipe is from Pinterest. I'll link it in the description. And it's a pretty quick recipe. The longest part's just getting the sauce out of the pan, honestly. Because even the blending, it doesn't take that long. Okay, and then got my tomato sauce. Just pour that in there. Get the rest out. What I try to get out as much as I can, considering I have way less than I'm supposed to, apparently, for this. Just don't care to store tomato paste in a container, considering I don't use tomato paste all that often to where I would use it soon. Okay, so I got these in here. I'm just gonna give it a little stir to give it mixing, and then I'm just gonna leave that in there. It asks for garlic salt. I never use the actual recipe, I just kind of guesstimate. Like I said, I'll have the link for the recipe in the description so you all can just follow it if you want. And then it wants garlic powder, onion powder, some black pepper. I know this one's about out. I have another one in the cabinet, but I'm trying to get rid of this first. Oregano, and then it also wants Italian seasoning. I just kind of take the main things from Italian seasoning and make it myself, kind of, because my store is always out of it. So just like a little bit of sage. And then it wants margarine. I don't know if I say that right. Margarine. A bit of that. Thyme. Oh, that was way too much thyme. Holy crap. I'm trying to get some of that out. And then lastly, rosemary. A little bit. And then it also wants a little bit of sugar. So I'm just gonna pour a little in there. I think it's like a teaspoon of sugar. That might actually not be that. There we go. Try to get it all off the sides. It's probably just gonna be a little tiny, but that's fine, I guess. I like to kind of try to get it mixed some before I blend it, just so that way all the seasoning doesn't fly up to the sides. Okay, now it's time to blend. Not as good as it usually is, but it's good enough. Yes, dude. Excuse me. Okay, so this is done for now. I'm going to put it to the side until I am ready to use it later. Okay, I'm back. I have my two doughs here. So as you can see, I ended up making two. This is the fresh one that I just made, and this one is the one that was in the fridge overnight. Obviously, it is a completely different texture in my opinion, partially because it's cold and then also just because it had time to expand and stuff. And then I ended up having to like reform it a little bit because it was trying to expand out of the saran wrap that I had put it in. And it also was kind of slightly a different color too. This one's still got that like yellowy color to it, and this one's more of just like the pale dough color. So kind of doing a little experiment with this, seeing which way is better. Probably definitely doing the fresh version like it's intended, but I wanted to see what would happen if you have to save the dough overnight and then use it the next day. It definitely was not resting in there for a full 24 hours, but it is fairly close. My husband wanted feta cheese with a light layer of mozzarella and some sausage. So I have that stuff over here. I'm using pans to put the dough on because I don't have pizza pans, whatever you want to call them. So I'm gonna do the cold one first. And I'm gonna do mine as a cold one just in case it is gross, because it's my husband's birthday, so I'm gonna be nice and give him the potential better dough. I'm gonna do a light layer of flour on the bottom of the pan as well. Just a very light. Like that. Sprinkle it and kind of move it around some. I don't think this, oops, I'm dropping flour everywhere. I don't think this is gonna cover the whole thing. I just Jesus. So basically you just lay it down and try your best to morph it to the pan without making the din so thin that it is, you know, got a hole in it, but I don't want it to be super duper thin so that it's like thin crust pizza, but I'm definitely trying to spread it out a little bit. Okay, so I think that's about good. Side still feels a little thick to me, but it'll be okay. Okay. Okay, so I got my pizza dough down. Now I'm going to take the sauce that I made and just put some on there, spread it around. Okay, that seems like a decent amount. I'm trying to get some of this off this edge. It went a little too far. It'll be fine. Okay, and then And so he wanted a very light layer of the mozzarella cheese. He wants mainly feta. So just doing a pretty light little layer here. Just enough to like cover the base just in case the feta doesn't melt very well. Because I think it'll melt well because I shredded it, but usually when I get the feta on pizza with like, when it's like the little ball chunks, it doesn't really melt that well. So that should be good with that. And then I have the feta here. And another thing with feta too is it kind of like sticks together. So it's hard to get it to spread well anyways. It wants to stick to itself. It's kind of interesting the way it works actually. I'm trying to just pat it down some so that way I try to spread it out that way and not have it all clumped together. I just realized I'm making his pizza on the bad dough. I'll just make them both kind of the same. That way if he doesn't like this with this crust, then he has the option of the other crust. Okay, got those. I actually cut like a pretty good amount for these. Maybe like one more would have been better, but I think that's good. So this pizza is ready to go. I'm gonna set it aside. Also, the oven needs to be preheated to 450. Did not mention that before, but yeah. So now I'm going to do this dough. Again, just gonna put a light little layer of flour. Try to dry my hands off a little bit more and spread it around. This dough's so much fluffier and softer than the one that was in the fridge. It's crazy. I think I also actually made this one better than the last one too, which kind of sucks because I did this one off camera, of course, but yeah, see, it's spreading so much easier too. Yesterday I just had a busy day and wasn't in the mood to do the whole thing, plus we weren't having pizza for dinner. We had salmon that we needed to use because it had been in the fridge, so okay, going back for the sauce. Just gonna go ahead and do a couple dollops of it to start with because I know I at least need this much. I personally don't like as much sauce, but I think this is a decent amount because putting more cheese on this one than the last one anyways. This one I'm gonna do mozzarella cheese and cheddar cheese, I think. I'm gonna do mainly mozzarella. Do mainly mozzarella and then add some cheddar on top, just like a light layer of it. Just gonna do a light layer of it, kind of get it mixed around in the mozzarella cheese a little bit. Give it sprinkles to get it. I'm going to put some sausage on mine too, so I'm going to cut this off camera and then I will get back to you. Okay, I'm back. I got sausage cut up. I'm just gonna put it on here, spread it out good. Cool. Okay. Alright, so both of these are ready. Just waiting for my oven to finish preheating. It takes a minute because it is an older oven. So when that is done, we will get right to it. Alright, I am have my oven preheated to 425 and these are ready to go in. It says to put them on the bottom pan. I'm gonna do one on top, one on the bottom, and then just halfway through I'll switch them and do like a little flippy thing too, since they're not evenly getting cooked the same, which would make a difference. So just going to do that to try to even it out. So that goes in there for 10 to 12 minutes. I'm going to start with 10, and then if I feel like 10 isn't enough, then I'll just leave it in for 12. Alright. Okay, so we're about the halfway point, so I'm going to take these out and flip them. I actually need another minute. So taking it out this way, putting this one on top, and also like turning the pan around so it's facing the other side. Trying to get it cooked as evenly as I can. Okay, and back in for 5 more minutes, and then we'll add on if need to. Alright, gonna check on these, see how they're looking. I'm definitely gonna give it longer. Like I said, my oven's kind of old, so I don't think it does it as quickly as it should. So I'm gonna give it about 4 more minutes, and then alright, it's time to get these out of here. There's Jake, our star from one of my most recent videos. If you haven't watched that, I made him some dog treats. Watch the video to find out if you liked them or not. Here's the pizzas. They both look delicious and smell good. Gotta let them cool off for a little bit before I'm gonna cut them. Can you chill? Going to let them cool a little bit before I cut them and try them. This one's having issues with his ears right now because of the skin stuff. So he's over here shaking and whatever. But yep, so gonna let these cool and then we'll cut them and taste them after a little while. And for you it'll just be like a few seconds. But okay, I am back. I have my new frames, which I'm very happy about. I think they're super cute. They're like a rose gold color. I love them. And it's got like a hello, focus. It's got like a cute pattern. Oh, you can't even see it on the, let's see. It's got a cute pattern on the inside. It's kind of hard to see, but I love them. I can see now. It's great. Okay, anyways, I got those while these were cooling off. Now they're ready. I have to use a knife to cut them because we don't have a pizza cutter. This is very fluffy crust. Very fluffy. It's kind of nice. Kind of makes me wish I would have put even more sauce on it, honestly. Please tell me the dough's done. The dough on some pieces are not quite done, but it'll be okay. Me and my husband aren't really picky. And I actually let this cook longer than what it suggested. It might just be my oven. This is very uneven. I don't care. It might just be my oven sucking, but I ended up having to leave this in there for like 16, 17 minutes as opposed to it's recommended 10 to 12. Cut this one too. Yeah, this one has a completely different texture. Like I said, this is the one that I just made the crust or the dough for the crust today, and then that one was the one from yesterday. Low cut. I know this knife isn't this dull. Okay. Maybe it is. I don't know. Okay. It's like I forgot how to cut a pizza on that first one, but this one I remembered, so, okay. I'm gonna have one of each. Do you just want one of each? Now look how thick. That's very thick crust. Okay, you want one of each? Just this one? Okay, I'll give you a big boy. This is turned out like pan pizza even though I didn't mean it to. Alright, it's time to taste it. I mean, it's good. I'm not picky, but it's pretty good. I'm surprised by the feta. I like this one better for sure though. This one's just got more flavor because it's two different types of cheeses and I can actually taste the majority of. And the sausage is really good. Yeah, I just don't think this one has enough cheese. I don't think it has enough of anything really, just because look how thick these are. I should have stretched them more. They just looked pretty thin whenever I was putting it on the pan. But oh well, you live and you learn. Alright you guys, that's all I have for this video. I just felt like making some pizza. It was pretty simple, pretty easy. If I ever am able to find yeast, then I will gladly do something else with it. Like maybe actually make a more homemade pizza. I guess this one technically was homemade still, but it's a lot easier and simple process with the 30-minute yeast. So, or the instant yeast that you can make this whole thing in 30 minutes total. So, yeah. I also like to make bread, so maybe I could do a bread video later on. Let me know down in the comments if you'd like to see that. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I had fun making it, and I had fun eating the outcome from it. So if you all want to see more from me, then subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know every time I upload a new video. I post every Wednesday and Saturday, and I hope you all have an awesome rest of your day. Bye!